All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. You already know today we're going to be reacting to some more strange TikToks. I got a good video for you guys today, so you're going to want to make sure you stick around to the end so you don't miss anything. If you're new here and you want to show some support, don't forget to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, stuff like that. Click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And yeah, things are about to get weird. Let's get right to the video.
Do y'all remember Elon Musk's ex Grimes? Old Grimey. Grimesy. Old Grimesy. She loves when you call her Grimesy. Anyway, she might have just let it slip. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me what you hear in this clip.
Yeah. Overall, I think there's quite a bit of abdication of responsibility around like what are we going to do as people's jobs start being taken fairly aggressively. Luckily, there's a massive population drop coming, so luckily there's a massive population drop coming, so
got some inside information?
Maybe everything is just fate and it's gonna work out okay. But I feel like we might get like very, very, very good AI across every pillar of art before there aren't any more people to make art.
Day 2 of the government shutdown, guys. Where are the birds? Where are the chemtrails? Huh? Coincidence? Coincidence? I don't think so. Y'all come in here and get some daiquiris. We real.
Yeah, they're screwing with us now.
Okay, these two sites, when used together, can do something really creepy. Now, before I say what they are, whenever I post videos like this, I get people saying like I'm enabling people to do bad stuff, which I hear and understand, but I think people who do bad stuff probably already know things like this exist. It's better for everybody to know about them than just weirdos like me. So here we go. So this first site doesn't have a name, that's just the URL. But what you do is you upload a picture of a key like this, and then you adjust these parameters and it will do most of it automatically like this. Then you just click get code and it will tell you this code. Now, if you copy this code and you take it over to this site, keysgen.com, you can go key generator, paste in that code, and then it will give you a full 3D model of the key that you can print out on a 3D printer. If you don't have a 3D printer, you can just take the code to the key cutter and get it made. But basically, yeah, if someone has a picture of your key, they can use these sites to get into whatever the key unlocks.
Wait, so all they need is a picture of your key to be able to get it made? That's crazy. I did not know that.
So the more you know, stay safe.
What if I told you Ohio doesn't exist? So there's been a lot of internet jokes lately making fun of Ohio and saying it isn't real, and this got me thinking, what if we're living in a reality where Ohio doesn't exist and there's another one where it actually does? This also ties in with another scary theory called Ohio versus the world, which speculates the unknown dangers centered around Ohio and how Ohio is scheming to overtake the world. This could theoretically be another timeline where Ohio was once hated by the rest of the world so much that after retaliating, they ended up taking over all of the United States and then the world, as seen in the progression of these memes. I am anti-Ohio and we are going to find the truth. Tag your Ohio friends and have them explain themselves.
Do you live in this yellow highlighted area? Well, what about this one? These are the zones that are currently under a WPC excessive rainfall slight risk. That's a level 2 out of 4, meaning that flash flooding is going to be possible. Today, that setup is locked in over parts of the Mid-South and lower Ohio Valley. Deep moisture from the Gulf of Mexico is making it all the way up into Tennessee, Kentucky, and Ohio, and it's pushing into a cold front, and that is a recipe for heavy rain. Some places could see 3 to 6 inches of rain in just the next couple of days. Now, here's the thing. This region actually needs the rain. We're in a little bit of a drought, but whenever it comes down this fast, the dry ground can actually lead to worse flooding problems. So keep an eye on those creeks and streams. And once again, tomorrow, the rain moves a little bit farther east into eastern Kentucky, southern portions of Ohio, northern portions of middle Tennessee. So make sure you're paying attention around all of these areas. Remember, it only takes a couple of inches of water to move your car. So turn around, don't drown. Bottom line here is we're finally going to get the rain that we've been needing, but it might come a little bit too fast for comfort.
It always freaks me out when it's going along that path because it's like the same path of the Doomsday map.
It's like the sky. And this is just there. I don't know what. I'm trying to block the light.
What is that?
Hey y'all, the deception is coming. It's already here, but a bigger one's coming. Let me share something with you. You see this here? Hologram. In Dubai.
That's a hologram?
Hologram. Hologram.
These holograms are getting crazy.
And if you look, most of them are whales. All right. If you go search holograms, you know, these are holographic fake whales in Dubai. They can fake UFO invasions, fake nuclear bomb explosions, and fake missiles returning. Be ready and don't be afraid. But if you go through, most of them are whales, okay? And this scripture right here, and God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, okay? That word whales, tanin is dragon, serpent, sea monster, dragon, dinosaur, sea or river monster. It's coming, y'all, and I tell you what, things are gonna go crazy here real soon.
This world is officially cooked. They're saying that men don't need women to have babies anymore. You ain't just hear what I just
get
said,
out
right?
of here.
They're saying that they made a way for a man not to need a woman to have a baby anymore. And you don't believe me, right? Look at this shit.
Two men could now make a baby without a woman's DNA. American scientists have created working human embryos by putting DNA from skin into a donor egg. This new egg has just 23 chromosomes from the skin cell.
What are y'all doing?
And that can be fertilized via IVF with the 23 chromosomes from the sperm, making a full set.
A lot of y'all gonna jump on here and say the world is just advancing. I'ma say technology keeps finding a way to play with God. Mind you, scientists know, and they've said already that this is unethical. And the embryos that they're making, they're destroying. So what are you doing? If you're destroying embryos, isn't the embryos that you destroy a life? So now I gotta ask myself, what's the end goal? Now ask yourself, is this a good thing or a bad thing? And then after you ask yourself that, ask yourself, what would Jesus do? We're in a world where man continues to test his limits. You're not satisfied with anything that you've been blessed with. You have scientists trying to put our consciousness into robots so we can live forever. If we were supposed to live forever, don't you think God would have made that possible? Y'all keep playing. Keep playing, and you're going to find yourself in a wonderful space that you don't want to be in. I'm out.
Here's a weird timeline connection for you. This device right here is capable of producing 100 times the energy output versus the energy input, meaning this is a free energy device. However, most of you are thinking free energy doesn't exist, so where's the energy coming from? Well, the free energy is coming from the sky, and it can be harvested by tapping into Earth's atomic oscillators at a given frequency of 83 kilohertz, according to this patent. But it gets even better than that. The timeline of this patent was 1 year before the first Iron Man movie. Get this, Iron Man was created in 2008. And if you look at the plot of the movie, at the beginning of the movie, you'll notice that Tony Stark had already developed a nuclear reactor capable of producing enormous amounts of power. But it gets more connected and in detail than that, okay? Terrence Howard was one of the top paid actors on the Iron Man movie. This patent right here has 14 different references connected to it, one of them being Walter Russell. That is also the same exact reference that Terrence Howard had used for his scientific discoveries and scientific perspectives on the periodic table. And it goes even further in detail than that. You see, in Iron Man 2, you'll notice that Elon Musk and the owner of the Oracle algorithm is in that movie. And if you keep watching that movie carefully, you'll notice that it was actually all premeditated programming. They wanted to suppress free energy and control society through AI. And if you don't believe me, check the movie out for yourself.
I haven't seen
I
them in
believe
a
they
long
actually
time.
branched the Iron Man movies off of this patent.
I might have to rewatch it.
So free
now.
energy does exist, and their goal is to suppress it, because freedom is something they want to keep limited.
Is he talking about the suit?
It looks like the tallest bridge in the entire world is officially open for business. The bridge is called the Huajiang Grand Canyon Bridge, and it's located in China's Guizhou province, and it officially opened for traffic on September 28th of 2025, claiming the title of the world's tallest bridge and surpassing China's previous record holder, the Beipanjiang Bridge. Now, this thing spans 4,600 feet across a massive canyon over the Beipan River and is apparently 2,050 feet above the river valley below, which is equivalent to the height of nearly 200 stories, just for a frame of reference. Construction for this thing kicked off in 2021 and wrapped up in about 4 years, surprisingly, which is a remarkably swift timeline for such an ambitious project. Now, one of the reasons they built this bridge was the fact that it's going to take a winding road 2-hour detour drive through the canyon and turn that into a 2-minute crossing. So essentially, it's going to cut down travel time for some folks from 2 hours to just a few minutes, which is going to drastically improve connectivity for locals and also boost local and regional tourism. Now, not only is this thing a bridge that's going to cut down on transportation time between point A to point B, but it's also a place for thrill seekers that want to go to a coffee shop that happens to be perched at 2,600 feet up above the river inside of one of its piers, which is going to offer visitors a pretty massive panoramic view of the countryside. They've even got a high-speed glass elevator that will bring you up there in a matter of minutes from the base. In addition to that, if there's anybody out there that's thrill seekers, there is a transparent glass skywalk that juts out at 1,900 feet that lets you look straight down into the abyss of the canyon. While bungee jumping platforms there are going to also allow people to bungee jump from this bridge. Now, while this thing's not technically a theme park, it's definitely attracted a lot of crowds of people that may just want to snap a picture, or if they want to go up there and vlog their experience.
Man, it's so unnecessary to build something like that, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to go check it out, because that's pretty cool. I'm trying to drive across it, and then I'm trying to go to that coffee shop, but there ain't no way I'm going and bungee jumping off of it or walking across that glass walkway. I wouldn't do none of that. I'm trying to drive across it.
That's a damn restraint. Yo, that is a restraint. I'm down here alone, I checked. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beds in an abandoned subway system with restraints on them. I have some questions here.
Those are the smallest bunk beds I've ever seen.
Here.
If that's even what they are, they might not. I don't know.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. This echoes, right? You can hear when people are around. I'm gonna keep going. Because they're gonna see me alone, but they're gonna see I'm armed, and I'm gonna get video of them. And then I need to figure out if this is a prop, or this is something legit, or if I just stumbled onto something very, very, very bad. To be continued. This shit ain't normal. This shit ain't normal.
I need somebody way smarter than me to tell me what is happening in this video. Someone please tell me. My mom and I were hiking at a local trail next to the river, and we came across this rock that was floating in the air. It did this for probably 5 to 7 minutes while we were there. My mom actually grabbed the rock and rubbed it to see if anything was attached to it. Nothing was. And she put it down, and then it proceeded to float around like this again. Yeah, so what is happening here?
They'll throw you in the fire too! They'll throw you in the fire! They'll throw you in the fire too! Understand? They just tear gas you! They don't give a about you either.
Man.
Why you protecting them?
They got sprayed with something.
Come on, man.
Tomorrow it's you.
Come on, man. Y'all, you know that was up. Y'all know that was up. Y'all know that was up.
Guess it's going on in Oregon too.
You're gonna wake up! We're gonna go this way, and then we'll wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Y'all don't get. None of us get paid enough for this.
Hey, it's time to get up!
Job
Get up
and
now!
arrest ICE!
Wake up!
They shot a Chicagoan
Wake
today!
up.
Arrest ICE!
Wake up! Wake up!
Picture!
Fixing my phone.
Everything, drop
What was that?
Come on! Don't take your video! Put that phone away!
Holy. Holy.
I would not be recording.
God. Yo, I was just on this plane. Oh my God. Yo, I was just on this plane. Holy.
This just shows you where we're at in this world. He had his phone out before he even got out of the plane. That was pretty fast. That was the first thing that popped in his mind. He just survived that and he thinks, let me pull my phone out. Does anybody know if this is real or not? Because it could be AI for all I know.
Hey people, did you see this? Rocks falling from the sky in Romania? Yeah, hail, but stones. And it looks like there's more to this than just a freak storm.
You know how video games got NPCs, right? Well, the Matrix video game don't got regular NPCs. They got replica smart NPCs, which just means that it's an artificial intelligence chat box built into them, which means you can converse with the NPCs and they can converse with each other. Now, most been on the video game telling the NPCs that they not real and that they just in a video game, which been causing them to have an existential crisis, and they start panicking because they artificial intelligent video game man can't even conceptualize that shit. Exhibit A.
This is very overwhelming. I'm not sure what to think or feel right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really real.
That's hard to process. Does this mean I don't exist?
You exist, sort of.
What does that mean? Am I real or not?
It means that, you know, after I close this game, you don't exist.
That's crazy.
So I'm only here for as long as the game is running.
What game is that? Man, that would be so crazy to see in real life. You can just hear how powerful that is.
Don't skip this video if you guys want to learn one of the biggest secrets about this world. So tonight, I'm starting something new. Welcome to the Inner Circle Conspiracy Theories. This is Terra Dieso, the land to believe to be hidden by the world right here. And let me show you why. So to start this theory off, let's start by the international dateline. Now, let me show you guys why this is interesting, okay? So this is Russia. It's 3:02 p.m. on Sunday in Russia. And this is the international dateline. Let's go here to Alaska. It's 7:03 p.m. in Alaska. I don't know if you've seen videos, but people say you can see Russia from Alaska. But apparently, that's not Russia. It's the land of Diesu. And let me tell you why. Where is all the lost time going? If you look here, all the time zones are straight. Boom, 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 boom. Even if you were to globe this, all the time zones are on point. And then you get here between Russia and Alaska. And they have this f***ed up ass time zone so they can hide this landmass that's right here. So now that you guys are still with me, let's get on to proof number 2. and that's going to be the maps. So we're looking at maps here from the time your grandmammy and your grandpappy were roaming the earth. But as you guys can see, there is the land of Jesus on all these maps. No denying it. And yes, if you guys didn't know, Terra di Eso stands for the land of Jesus. I hope I said that right. But check these out. These are all on the map, and it's right in between Russia and North America.
The date, and they have deleted what was in the middle by removing the time zones. On the old maps, everything counts upward all the way around. So you'd have 180, 185, and they go up by 5s. However, in the new version of the spherical Earth, they actually remove that and they stop everything at 180, and then they count backwards to the opposite meridian. So therefore, they've completely canceled out any problem of people wondering what happened to these longitudes.
Now this could explain a lot of things. So this got me thinking. So I ended up resorting back to the flight paths. I started to look up flight paths, and you can't cross the middle of the Pacific Ocean in this area here. I started doing research from going from Alaska to Japan, and they're going to have you go to Alaska to Seattle, all the way to South Korea and then Japan. Why would they do that? Because even if you're a glober or a flat earther, it doesn't make sense, because even on the flat earth, you can come here. But I guess there's something here that they don't want you to see, because there's also militarized units all over these coastlines here and here. This conspiracy theory is definitely one to think about, because me personally, I grew up always wondering, why would anybody that had power expose all the land to all us peasants? They never would. And then, if you do believe in this, it starts making you think, what type of people or what kind of power do you have to live in an unknown land like this? Is this where the elites are?
This really just shows how easy it is for us to be manipulated, because it's 2025 and we still got to question what's in between us and the people across the ocean from us, because you can't fly across it. And I think they don't want people to know that the North Pole's not there, and they could be hiding some land too. I don't know. Like, who knows? You can't know unless you go there. You can only rely on what they tell you.
This old Bible was printed in 1812. 1812. But the first name is 1797. It was found discarded in a dumpster in Aiken, South Carolina. An evil speaker cannot lie hid. Along with a trove of documents. The nation's oldest Mason succumbs at 93. I'm going to show you what's inside, and maybe you can help me put the pieces together. 1828, 1857, 1893, 1921 in Minneapolis. From New York to Minnesota. This is Terry. This is the lady who gave it to me. Carolyn Toole brought it to Joe Fell. September 17, 2025. Contains the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is books of the Bible that used to be in there but was removed in the Protestant Reformation of the 15th century. Having it in a Bible in 1812 would have been considered heretical in Protestant America. The Book of Esdras, the Book of Tobit, the Book of Judith, the Book of Esther, which are found neither in the Hebrew nor in the Chaldee. That's an interesting part. Cleopatra. Cleopatra is an Egyptian reference. Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, the wisdom of Solomon, the purported wisest man on earth, the wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach, aka Ecclesiasticus, uncertain author, the grandfather of Jesus. I studied about my whole life and never heard none of this, dude. Baruch, history of the destruction of Bel and the dragon cut off from the end of Daniel. Daniel is a book with a ton of end-time prophecies. Bel, that's another pronunciation of Baal, a pagan god and a symbol for the devil. And who the fuck is the dragon? And why was it cut off from the end of Daniel? This was marked in here. A one-page book, couple one-page books, and it was marked. Should we key in on that? The end time removed from Daniel, one of the wisest men in the Old Testament who foretold the dreams and the destruction.
Man, I want that thing.
Manasseh, king of Judah, while he was a captive in Babylon. Babylon has a bunch of other end time shit. First Maccabees, the second book of Maccabees, a letter of the Jews from Jerusalem to Egypt. The Jews wrote a letter to the Jews captured in Egypt. A lot of Egypt shit, man, is not in the Bible. Think about Egypt. Pyramid civilization, sun gods, rebirth.
Interesting.
And then the New Testament, 213 years old. The Apocrypha is placed after the Old Testament and before the New Testament. You would think the information in it is before Jesus and after the Old Testament. Why'd they take it out? Now, let's see what is found there. Number
That's
706.
a big Bible.
That's the area code for Augusta.
Man.
Oh, man.
You see how big that thing is? That looks like a Harry Potter book right there. I would love to get my hands on that and just go through it, see what's in it. There's probably so much information in there that they've done got rid of. Got him.
Go indoors immediately until the trucks have passed. The city is applying pesticide to reduce the threat of the West Nile virus. To minimize exposure to the pesticide, please go indoors immediately until the trucks have passed.
Here, they don't even let you know. They just come spray it. He rolled his window up real fast. Yeah, they just did that like a couple months ago here. Didn't say nothing. Man, he got up before he even hit the floor. That's impressive.
Wait. What's going on in Paducah, Texas? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have a sinkhole that is taking place that was 40 feet in circumference and 40 feet deep, reported on September 30th. However, on October 1st, it was reported to be 70 feet deep. They have now shut the road off completely in Paducah, Texas. But that's not the only unusual one. Let's go to Wink, Texas, where there is a possibility of 2 major sinkholes that may combine. Now, this happened in the 1980s and has grown to a 400 feet wide sinkhole now. And the area around it is dropping yearly about an inch. So not too far away, there is one that is almost 1,000 feet wide and is continuing to grow, as well as the surrounding area is dropping over an inch yearly. But, you know, y'all are worried about a meteor crashing to Earth when there's more of a possibility of AI technology taking over in the next 50 years. Okay, bye-bye now. Doodles.
Someone let me know if we should be worried about this. So OpenAI just came out with Sora 2, and some of the videos that you can make with it are kind of crazy. So not only can you create videos with just text, but you can select other people on the platform that gave their permission. I'm just going to click myself. And I'm going to say I want myself doing an on-field interview after winning the Super Bowl, and when I hit send, this is the video it generated.
I feel like a meatball in a snow globe right now.
How's it feel to finally be champions?
Feels like I should have stretched more. My hamstrings are writing an angry letter to HR, but hey, a trophy makes a great ice pack, right?
But you can also put yourself in movie, TV show, and video game scenes that you normally wouldn't be a part of. So I'm going to say I want to be in an epic Pokemon battle versus Pikachu.
Buddy, let's see what you got. Pika! Coming in!
That's crazy.
But I'm worried about people using it to get other people in trouble. For instance, here's body cam footage of someone's German Shepherd getting pulled over. And with just a simple prompt, I can make myself rob a bank.
Easy. Slide everything in 10s and 20s, no die packs. Right through the gap, please.
Sir, just money, no one gets hurt.
That's the plan. Keep them coming.
Here, more 20s.
Good, last bundle. Then we're done.
That's everything in the
Zipping
drawer.
up.
What if our psych patients really aren't crazy? Y'all tap in for a hot take. Me and my boy, who's also a nurse, got to talking. And we were just reminiscing about a day that we had in the ER one time. And the basis of the conversation was about 3 psych patients that we had in 2 days. So the first psych patient swore up and down that there were roaches and spiders crawling all over the room. And he was like, yo, do you see that? And I'm like, you know, we're taught not to entertain the thought. So we're like, no, we don't see that. And we're trying to orient him to what we see. He's like, nah, bro, get me the out of here, man. There's roaches on my goddamn leg. He starts swatting at his leg and shit. So me and my boy, we're calming him down. We get him medicated to keep him calm. And so, just what you do for a psych patient in the ER. That's what we do. And then after that, you hit the charting and you say the patient's having tactile and visual hallucinations. But this is where shit gets weird. This guy was in the room for about 8 hours. The next patient came in after we transferred that guy out to the same room. Same room. Now, this patient does have a history of psychosis, but no hallucinations. I walk in the room, just to introduce myself to the patient and get to know what's going on with the patient. This patient looks frightened as hell when I walk in, and like, she's balled up, and she's like, before we start anything, can you kill all these bugs? And I'm like, what? She's like, you don't see all of these bugs around? So I get to look and I'm like, not this again. No, there's no bugs, right? You can't entertain the patient, so I'm not going to entertain the patient. She starts going crazy wild because she has a deathly fear of bugs and she just can't stand to stay in the room. So we ended up moving her to a different room. The next patient comes in. This girl was in the ER for about 10 hours. I think that's what we said. The next patient comes in. The same goddamn thing. He comes in the room. He's like, no, get me the f out of here. What the hell is that? And I'm like, what is what? He's like, bro, there's literally a spider crawling towards my bed. So now I'm like, you sure? So he goes, quote, yeah, man, there's spiders and roaches in this bitch, unquote. So now the only thing going through my head, instead of medicating him immediately for psychosis or just, being irate, I'm like, hold on, bro. Am I the one that needs to be medicated? 3 patients, all with different diagnoses, see the same thing? Am I the one living in La La Land? Like, are we the ones are we really the psych patients? Are the psych patients really tapped in? Bro, y'all let me know. But that's the conversation we had, and we was like, hey, bro, maybe they really tapped into something that we not really seeing, bro. And we keep medicating them and suppressing their reality, which might actually be reality. And we might be the ones who are not tapped in. Y'all let me know what you think. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know.
Could be.
But there's no way.
What I found interesting, people mentioned that they shipped all the steel over to China. Not all of it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the other 9/11 memorials?
I've been to the main ones on Ground Zero.
Check these things out. There's 9/11 memorials all over the country. And when you see this, I found these things offensive. You see what you're looking at right there? That's a steel beam from the World Trade Centers stuck through a globe. And this is over
trophies.
at NORAD. But now I'm going to just kind of show you a little montage of all these things all around the United States. Is beams from the World Trade Centers displayed in some kind of grotesque fashion where they're all just bent up, rusted, destroyed looking.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Tell me that honors somebody. I don't think that it does. What I see right there, to me, it looks like somebody put a cigar out in an ashtray.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Does that honor anyone?
I think the only thing it does is honor the evil of the ritual by continually tricking an unsuspecting and naive public to pay homage to something they don't even understand.
Like a trophy.
Then you have the usual financial collapse. Well, if the elites want to cash out their money, they are not going to wait for another solar eclipse. They can do it whenever they want. Then you have the UPEP story. NASA must be watching my videos. Then there was the starting up of CERN. Fact checkers, conspiracy theorists. When you hear these words, the truth must be very close. I made a video about the Analemma, London, Rome, Jerusalem, and how CERN was lying on that path. Strange that the logo of the European community is the black sun. Could the moon and the sun be projected? Now let's presume that the trajectory of the Earth is changing and our crater is not receiving any light. What would you say? Hey, where is the sun? Goodbye, solar system. So it might come in handy to have one in reserve. Now, as you know, A magnifying glass can be used in two ways.
A lot of people already think so.
Now a solar eclipse might be the perfect moment to introduce a new sun. Will there be a global currency reset? At one point in time, they will probably introduce a digital currency. Will they remove that? I think not. Imagine you have a debt with the mafia and you decide not to pay. What will happen to you? Look at what happened to Greece. Why are all the countries implementing the global agenda? Why a digital currency? Well, they want to know everything about you. It's about control. And ultimately, the computer, the algorithm will take over. But who is creating the machine? Humans are. Why are we creating the machine that will destroy us? It's because we have been put in the illusion of life and death. Morpheus yelled about. And because we are in a spell, we are not perceiving the beast. For the moment, it's my impression that the beast is changing its position on the global earth. It needs more blood. We have the usual suspects, and especially the British Vikings are craving for more blood. The real axis of evil.
But alright, you guys, that's going to be it for the video today. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. If you made it all the way to the end, don't forget to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, you know, stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think. And don't forget, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description if you want to join the Discord. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.